Well, hello there, it's Bucky here with another amazing tutorial, and this one is going to be about inheritance. I actually forgot to teach you guys a little something about inheritance, and that's called overriding methods. Not overloaded methods, those two can get kind of confusing, but anyways, an overriding method is pretty much this. Whenever you build a method in the superclass, and then you inherit it from a subclass, you can't delete any of the methods. So what happens if you have a method that you don't want or a method that you want to change a little bit? Well, since you can't delete it or get rid of it, the best thing that you can do is change what you want it to do. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this tutorial. So go ahead and click add new file. I know you can't see it, but you guys know how to do it. And click next. And I'm going to name this file mom, and it's also going to create a mom header. So let's go ahead and delete all this and go ahead and again, we're working in mom.h, the mom header right now. And let's see, change this to foundation. Wow, I totally messed that up. Foundation and foundation, just like that. Oh, I hate how it does that. So let's see, interface mom. Let's go ahead and add one variable here, and we'll make it int num1, and we'll just say that this number is going to be like the age or something. It doesn't really matter for the purpose of this tutorial. And we'll add one method that we're going to override later, set num1. So we're building a really simple class here. All we have is the class mom that has a number which is going to represent her age, and we're going to be able to set that number via a method. So let's go ahead and copy this, and in mom.m you see it already imported mom.h for us. So the only thing we need to do is build the body to that method. So in order to do that, all we have to do is take that num1 and set it equal to something like 70. I know it's old, but you know, it's necessary. I'm just kidding, it isn't. But anyways, go in your, since we're done with that mom class, we just want to go ahead and add a new file. That looks good. Next. And you can name this whatever your name is. I'm just going to name mine son, so it's pretty clear to see what is inheriting from what. So let me just click on source. Alright, so now in your son header, what do we want to do? Well, the first thing that we want to do is we want to import from mom.h. And why? Because we don't need to, well, we're not inheriting right from NSObject. We are actually inheriting from mom, just like that. And this, there we go. I mean, we don't need any variables because by default we already have all the mom variables, which is num1. So what we're going to do is just going to be building two more methods right here, and we're going to be building a method called void set num. Wait a minute, actually that's set num1. And you're like, hold on a minute, we already have a set num1 in mom.h, so why would you build another method called set num1 in son? Hold on, if you already have a method and you build it again, what happens? Well, since you can't take away ever set num1 once you inherited it from mom, what we want to do is we want to rebuild this method, build it again, but this time we're not going to do what we did in the first time. We're not going to set it equal to 70. When we build it again, we're going to set it equal to something else. So let's just go ahead and, well, I was going to add a comment, but we don't really need to. So after this, we want to add another method that's just going to void and print number. Looks good enough, so now let's copy these, and in our, get rid of this. Let me see if I need to import son h. I already did it for me. So now in our implementation, remember, this is our new and improved implementation for set num1. So by default, it was at like 75 or 99 or 70 or something. I can't remember, something high. But now we want to take the num1 and reset it to 14. And now to print out the number, something nice and simple. Let me make sure I don't have any errors. So again, anyways, like I said, whenever you override a method, what you do is, before you inherited this method called set number1, we don't even have to build this at all. But since we need to change it, you need to recreate a method of the same name, and it must have the same return type as void and the same number of arguments, which is 0. So pretty much this header needs to be the exact same as the one that was his mom H. It just does something else in the body. So now, again, like I was saying, let's just go ahead and print out this number using ns log. And let's just put something simple like the number is %I. And let me see, let's just go ahead and put num1. So it's going to take that variable, whatever it is, and it's going to print out the number is that. So now in your main program, let's go ahead and we need to import sun.header to get all that information since we're going to be building a sun object. So sun, I'm just going to name my object S and set it equal to, just type all this stuff out, sun, Alec, get some space for it, and now we can go ahead begin building some methods. So S, which is a sun object, set num1, and this is either going to set it equal to, let's see what I have, 70 or 14. We'll see in a little bit. Wow, I definitely messed that up, didn't I? That could have been bad. It could have been real bad. And see, I'm trying to think of s dot, what's it called? Print number. I think that's what it was called. We'll see in a little bit. And once we're done with it, just go s release. So let's go ahead and run this and let me see if I get any errors. And if I don't, I'll talk you guys through this program one last time. Alright. It says the number is 14. So it used the sun methods instead of the mom's method. So what happened here? Don't forget, we have a mom class. This is the main superclass. We also have a sun class. Now this sun class inherited all the methods and variables from the mom class. But what it did is when it inherited this method right here, it kind of rewrote the method to use it how it wanted to use it. So the mom by default set the number to 17, but when the son inherited the method, it says, alright, I'm changing this up right away. I'm actually going to use the same method, but I'm going to set the number to 14 instead. So whenever you called the method right here through sun, even though it inherited it, that the number was 70, it changed it and turned the number into 14, and that is why it prints out 14. So that's what overriding a method does. It pretty much says, alright, even though you can't remove the methods you inherit, you can change how they act. So, I mean, that's pretty much the basics of this. And in order to make a method override it, you must create a method with the exact same name. It must have the exact same return type, which was void right here, and it must have the same number of arguments. So if this had an argument passed into it, it would be a totally different method. So that is the beauty of kind of overriding. If you don't understand, then I know it can be kind of confusing, but if you have any questions, then just leave me a comment in my forum. I'll post the link below, and also I'm going to be taking all this source code. Dang, we typed a lot of source code this tutorial, and I'm going to be posting it in my forum, link below once again. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out my forum. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later.